are talking about a love story that you can experience next weekend in Millennium Park. 150 performers will bring to life the story of Qi Shi. And if you've never heard of this, we have Julie Ma with the Chinese Fine Arts Society to tell me about why this is known as the Chinese Valentine's Day. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning. Well, it's actually based on an ancient love story about a cowherd who falls in love with the celestial Weaver Princess. And as the story goes, the Weaver Princess is one of 7 princesses who's responsible for making the earth beautiful. And the Weaver Princess is the youngest and the most talented, and she's responsible for weaving the clouds and the rainbows in the sky. So one day, the Weaver Princess is on Earth with her sisters bathing in a sacred bathing pool, and the cowherd catches sight of her and falls immediately in love.
Uh-oh, he's out of his league.
He's out of his league. But so he endeavors to steal her wings so she can't go back to heaven. So after she gets over the initial shock of this, they fall in love, and they actually make a life together and even have kids on Earth. In the meantime, the Jade Empress up in heaven starts noticing that the skies are no longer beautiful because the Weaver Princess is not doing her job.
Not too happy.
Not happy at all. So she sends her soldiers down to Earth to retrieve the princess. And she's so angry about this that she takes a hairpin and throws it, and it becomes the Milky Way. And that keeps the princess and the cowherd apart from each other forever and ever. So now the princess is back up in heaven, and she's weeping and weeping, and she's so miserable because she's not with her cowherd. And then on Earth, everybody's miserable because her tears are turning into torrents of rain, so nobody's happy. So finally, the Jade Emperor says, "Oh, enough. Okay, I'll let them see each other once a year." So he commands all the magpies of the Earth to fly together and form a bridge, and the two of them are allowed to reunite once a year.
And this is the day, next Sunday, the performance that tells the story. And of course, it's so much based on what goes on in the heavens, so you also have an event with the Adler Planetarium?
Yes, absolutely. So the story is actually, it's a story about why 2 stars up in heaven do this strange thing around the Milky Way at this time every year. So for most of the year, they're on opposite sides of the Milky Way, but these 2 stars, Altair and Vega, once a year end up on the same side of the Milky Way.
And they represent the cowherd and the princess?
Exactly. So for most of the year, they're apart, and then this one time they're together. So when Millennium Park asked us to do this event again, we did it for the first time last year. We immediately went to the Adler Planetarium because we thought it would be such a lovely connection to do something more about Chinese astrology and explain this story and this creation myth of the Milky Way.
And when is the Adler Planetarium event?
So there's an event tomorrow, Sunday at 1:30 at the Adler Planetarium. It'll be a preview of some of the dances, and then it will also, the chief scientist at the Adler, Dr. Marv Bolt, will give a presentation about Chinese astrology.
And then quickly, we only have a little bit of time left. We're going to actually have the performance itself next Sunday in Millennium Park.
Right, in Millennium Park, starting at the Cloud Gate, the big bean. It travels all over the park. And it's actually followed by a party over at Preston Bradley Hall in the Chicago Cultural Center, which is sponsored by Chicago Sister Cities and also American Airlines.
Oh, Julie, thank you so much for coming in and telling us the story. I remember my grandmother telling me the story when I was a little girl.